Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so we are going to have the second contender for the proposal seminar of today. We are going to have Firda Amalia. Yeah? And then Firda Amalia, I'm going to give you 10 minutes only, 10 minute maximum in giving your explanations about your proposal. And then I hope you're going to explain in detail your first chapter, second chapter, and then also the third chapter. Okay, Firda, and time is yours, please. 10-minute maximum. One more time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Firda Amalia. Now I want to explanation about my thesis proposal. The title is Challenges and Strategies in English Speaking Skills.
Okay, hello, Firda. I can barely hear your voice clearly. Can you move your earphone closer to
I
you,
have
please?
I have used my earphone. Or I can
Okay, because your voice is not even clear enough.
okay. Wait a second.
Okay, come on.
Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, just proceed to the explanation, please.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Here is so rainy, so I can really hurt your voice.
Okay, just raise the volume up there if you think
Oh,
you can
if
hear
I
me.
join with my phone,
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You can join with your phone also. So maybe you can have a clear kind of audio, please. Okay, come on. You're still mute on your device, on your smartphone. You're still mute. I can barely hear your voice. You still mute on your phone and then also on your.
okay.
Okay, there we go. Come on.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Um, my name is Firda Amalia. Now I want to um, presentation about my thesis proposal. The, my thesis proposal is about the challenges and strategies in English speaking skills for students with special needs. Okay, study of regular and shadow teacher. In the first chapter, I have introduction, background of study, identification of problem, limitation of the problem of the study, objective of the problem, and significance of the problem. Background of study, language is a communication system Consisting of sounds and symbols is important in English learning process because it improves speaking, listening, and reading skills. Students with special needs who have delays in speech and communication become a difficult problem in language differences, so that there needs to be a special assistant teacher who accompanies him, especially in language learning. Um, so, okay, okay. The identification of the problem is communication difficulties, dealing with student emotions, and interesting learning method. And for limitation of the problem, this research focus on the strategies and challenges faced by teachers in schools, considering the perspective of regular teachers, shadow teachers, and the therapists. Problem of study: what are the challenges faced by regular and shadow teacher when facing special students in learning English speaking? What and second is what are the effective strategies used by regular teachers and shadow teacher to teaching English speaking for students with special needs? And the last is how the therapist's role in supporting English speaking. For objective of the problem, analyze the challenges teacher face, identify effective strategies, the therapist's role in supporting learning. And for the significance of the problem, theoretical benefit, this research is expected to help understand the problem and provide knowledge about effective strategies in making learning more effective. And for practical benefit, the results of study can be used as a guide in improving the quality of inclusive education, especially in supporting the success of English language learning for children with special needs. For chapter 2 in the literature review is description of the theories and theoretical framework. For the significance of theories is speaking skill. Speaking is one of the main skills of the four abilities of reading, listening, and writing. For definition of student with special needs, children with special needs are children who have a limitation in one or more abilities, whether physical in nature. The importance of speaking skill for students with special needs. Speaking skills are very relevant in helping children with special needs to adapt to the practical needs of everyday life. Speaking challenges, difficulty is understanding students' lack of interest in learning so that there needs to be strategy from the teacher to make students more interested in learning. So this speaking strategies. Speaking is one of the main skill of the four abilities of reading, listening, and writing. Definition of student with special needs. Vocabulary mastery is one of those strategies in improving the mastery of speaking skill. Vocabulary mastery helps students to communicate effectively and in all speaking, reading, and writing skills. Role of regular teachers and shadow teachers. The teachers approach to students. A learning process is created to keep students motivated and inspired. On previous research, the challenges faced by learners with special needs and disabilities in the foreign language classroom, including communication barriers, emotional and mental health issues, and sensory and physicality needs. The application of constructivism-based learning approach can increase the motivation and participation of students with special needs in learning English, but its effectiveness can differ depending on the context and characteristics of the school. For the theoretical framework, speaking challenges is their negative attitude towards learning English, low participation rate, difficulty in classroom management, and emotionally anxiety. speaking strategies, encourage students to practice speaking in groups or individually, encourage student motivation and confidence. Utilize technology to increase student motivation and engagement. And my method is will be do interview to analyze the challenges faced by regular and shadow teacher when facing special student in learning English speaking to identify the effective strategies used by regular teacher and shadow teacher to teaching English speaking for students with special needs to identify therapist role in supporting English speaking. For chapter 3, method and procedures, time and place of the study at Sekolah Alam SD Sekolah Alamiyah Khalifah, starting from May 2025. For method of study, I'm using research use qualitative research. And research design, the research will interview the regular and shadow teacher and therapist. Um, eh, and for subject of the study, 3 regular teacher and 5 teacher who survive children with special need and 2 therapists. This research only use one data collection method, which is interview. Technique for analyzing the data, this research use thematic analysis. Okay, thank you, Mr. That's all my presentation.
Okay, thank you, Firda. Now we're gonna
Yeah.
go with Q&A.